Oh man, I don't even know if I can remember how to do this. What's going on, YouTube? This is What Would Josh Do, and I have a video for you guys today. This is actually exciting to me. I know I say that a lot, but I'm a nerd. I buy cables like this that have a little LED display inside them to tell you like 30 watts, 20 watts, 10 watts, however fast it's going. And I have a lot of those from a lot of different companies. McDodo, I don't know, whatever you search on Amazon, I've probably ordered it because I like to try cables out that have those little displays. I like to use those the most just because I like to get the data from what's going on with my charger. Is it going fast? Is it going slow? Yeah. So this is absolutely huge. This came out probably about 3 weeks ago now, maybe 4. I don't know. I have been awful with YouTube. I'm so sorry. I have been, it's a combination of lazy, for sure. Now, this is a disclaimer. This was sent to me, but in finding out that this was released, I ordered these two with my own money. I bought these on Amazon for $30 each. So I spent $60 on these two cables here. That's what's in here. So this is my third cable now. It is from ChargerLAB Power Z display. It's a 5-foot cable. It can do 4 to 50 volts and 0 to 5 amps. So quite powerful. The model number is AK001. So let's see. Pretty nice little packaging so far. All right. And then we get the cable, and it is wrapped up so you can not have it be so long. You can kind of release the length and choose like how much you want, and then you can wrap it all back up. And boom, now you have a shorter cable versus a longer cable. Now I have the length that I want because these are actually quite long at 5 foot. Also get a little card inside. ChargerLAB. Explore all power-related products. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And scan to join us on Telegram. I've actually been messaging them on Telegram, so they will reply to you. They reply to me all the time on there. All right, so why is this thing so cool? Why do I buy these? Why would you spend $30 on this cable? So I use these right here in most of my videos. These are like 20 bucks on Amazon. Basically, anything that you have a power cord to like this, you just plug it into here. And then it will give you a watt reading of how much power something is like drawing. So we're going to unplug that because we don't need this right now. So basically I can take this 30-watt power adapter through Anchor. And this is the same thing, just different color. We'll plug both of those in. And you're fixing to see why I always buy 2 of everything. For comparisons. Just like these two 120-watt power adapters went on sale, so I guess several months ago. And I bought 2 of them so that I could have the same equal comparison. They both would support the same protocols, such as Samsung's super fast charging and super fast charging 2.0, or like the Google Nexus or Pixel, or anything power delivery such as a laptop. Anyways, I always try to buy 2. So we have these 2 things plugged in, and now if I go to charge a battery bank, such as this guy right here, you're going to get a readout on the screen. So instead of just guessing how fast this thing's charging, I can see that it's charging at exactly 8 watts right now. 15 volts at half an amp equals 8 watts. So there you go. I can see that data. And here I can see that it's drawing almost 8 watts from the wall. Now, that's the old 18-watt version. I bought the new 25-watt version because it supports PPS, Programmable Power Supply, basically Samsung super fast charging. 25 watts. It'll also charge your Google Pixel or your iPhone at 25 watts. This thing has been amazing. I bought one for my wife. Well, I got jealous and I was tired of charging my Samsung Fold at just 15 watts. Now I charge my Samsung Fold at 25 watts. So I bought one for me. She has one for her. So we're going to plug it in because I have been using it. My MacBook was actually low on battery. And since this applies 25 watts, I was able to put more power into the battery than I was using. So since it's lower, it's going to charge at its highest speed, which while this does have 25 watt output, unfortunately, it only has 18 watt input. So you can see that we're going at 8.8 volts and 2 amps, 1.98. And that equals almost 18 watts. So we can see exactly how much that this is providing. Now, of course, we can cheat and see that it's drawing 19 from the wall. That's pretty cool. Now, I'm going to let this sit and charge. Why this all matters to me is I have this phone here. It is a Galaxy Fold 4. I will be upgrading to the Fold 5. I have T-Mobile's Jump, and I will jump to the Fold 5 as soon as possible. And I am also a Google Pixel insider person, so whatever folding phone they may or may not be working on, I don't have any information, but if that does come my way, I'll be making videos of that too. So I do need to make more videos of this. ADHD, I go off topic. It's just part of my channel. Either you hate it or you don't like it. It's just a thing that I do. So anyways, this phone charges at 25 watts. It does not charge at 45 watts. Now, my wife actually recently upgraded to the S23 Ultra. I do have some accessory videos coming for that. She ordered a battery case thing and some UAG cases. So we will be checking out the S23 Ultra. It's her phone, so I'll only be able to grab it to do accessory things. I am focusing on the Z Fold. I do not want to go from this phone to the S23 Ultra for just a little bit to the Z Fold 5. I love this phone right here, and I am way more interested in the Fold 5 than I am the S23. But it is a really nice phone. I'm bringing these out so you can see why this cable means so much to me. I know I kind of stray and go off topic. It's, like I said, it's part of what I do. So if we take this and we plug it into our phone, we see the super fast charging icon pop up, and we can see that we're charging at about 14.5 watts. Now, we can use the official Samsung. This is another issue I have. You'll see that in just a moment. So this is the official Samsung 25 watt super fast charging. So let's swap that out. We got the two little icons. So there you go. You can see we're charging about 16 watts. Really no advantage over using the Anker one here. So the little button on the back of this thing right there, you can either tap it or you can hold it. So tapping it changes this to a different screen where you can see some more information there. And then if you tap it again, it's basically going to just show you the icon. Hey, I'm charging, I'm doing work here. And if you press it again, it turns the screen off. And then you press it to turn it back on. Now, if you want this facing the other way, you can just hold it and it rotates the screen. So now the cable is going this way. So that's pretty neat. All right, so this old 18 watt charger, I don't even think you can buy it. It costs more than the newer one whenever you do select it by accident. But anyways, this can only do Samsung at 15 watts, which is fast charging. Not super fast charging, but fast charging. So 15 watts is not bad considering it does 18. But if we plug it into our phone, we see the little fast charging icon. I want to flip this screen around. It's going to bug me that it's flipped around. And we can see we're currently getting just 15 watts. I would not be able to tell you how fast this battery bank was charging my phone right now if it was not for this cable. That's why I love this so much. I can see that I'm using the most efficient charger possible for my phone, or if I'm not. So all we're going to do is unplug this and plug it into this, and we should see the super fast charging icon pop up. So let's plug it in. And we got the two little icons there indicating that it's super fast charging. And on here, it indicates it's charging at almost 17 watts. Now, this phone is not dead. When your phone is dead, it charges at its fastest speed. And as the battery gets fuller, it slows the charging down. So my battery is about halfway. So we're not going to see the 25-watt charging unless I were to lower this. But I can tell you that this battery bank right here charges my Fold 4 at 25 watts. And this battery also charges my iPhone at 25 watts. Typically it's about 23, but still. Where this is really cool. All right, so this is just a 30-watt charger. It can super fast charge our Fold 4. Now on the S22 Ultra, we get the two little icons, and we're charging at about 15 watts because the battery's at over 70%. Now, if we were to just change this over to something that can do Samsung Super Fast Charging 2.0, watch this. It's going to pop up. We got the two little icons there, and we're charging at 16 watts. Like I said, this phone's almost full, so unfortunately it's not going to charge at its full speed. But this charger is capable of doing 45 watts, super fast charging 2.0. This cable would show us about 30 watts on here if this phone was low, and we would know that it's charging at its full potential. Now, the same company makes these, and this is 3 times the cost. This is $100. But this will actually tell you if it's using AFC, so like Samsung Super Fast Charging, if it's using Dash Charge, like OnePlus's technology. It'll actually tell you what technology that it's using, and it'll tell you what the capable wattage of the cable is. So these little amazing cables through Anchor, they're very short. It's very nice because you plug this into your phone and you have very little cable sticking out of your pocket. It would tell me that this is only rated at 60 watts. I cannot push more than 60 watts out of this cable, which is fine. If I'm charging something in my pocket, it's not charging at 60 watts. This is not going to do that. But to me, it's giving me the most important data possible, because my other cables will say, oh, I'm going at, 10 watts, but is it going at 5 volts, 2 amps to get the 10 watts? Is it going at 10 volts and 1 amp to get the 10 watts? Like 15, for example. Is it doing 5 volts, 3 amps, or is it doing much more volts and less amps to equal that? So this is giving you all of that data, which is super freaking awesome if you're a nerd. If you're not a nerd, you probably don't care. You just want your phone to charge fast. And then I can tell you what cables are good for that. I also really like this right here because I can see if something like this is charging at 18 watts, it means it's really low. And as it starts to, become full, it slows down. Say you didn't have an indicator, like this one has 4 different lights. I can tell that it's low because the second one is currently flashing. Say you have something like this right here. This is an old Canon battery. I have a red light. That's all it is. It's just a red light. And when it's done charging, the red light turns green. Well, on here, I can see that it's drawing very little watts, and so the battery is near full. Just like my Milwaukee charger. It just says, battery is charging, battery is full. I can tell that it's going at 40 watts, so guess what? The battery's really low. And as the battery starts to almost be done charging, it just starts drawing like just a couple watts. That's why it is so powerful to have tools like these. So I've been using my laptop all day long. My battery is at like 20%. I need to charge it. So we'll plug it into the USB-C port. All right. We got that plugged in. And so this is telling me that it's going at 73, almost 74 watts, according to the wall. But on here, I'm actually able to get all of the very important data. So it's going at 20 volts and 3.3 amps, and which is giving it 66 watts. Well, that's all the charger's rated at. So let's swap it out. Let's get that 120 watt, and let's see what this bad boy can do. So there we go. We're already at 60, 80. This shows we're charging at 19 volts at 4.4 amps, which is giving us 84, almost 85 watts. And according to this, we're charging at 90 watts. So I can tell you that my MacBook is charging at a very fast speed right now. It will be full in no time at all. What's nice about the fact that you have the really long cable here, and then you have the shorter cable here, I have the long cable going to my MacBook. And now we're going to see what battery banks are fastest for charging my laptop. All right, let's try this. This is a charger that's designed for laptops. Okay, boom. So this is Anker's 537. I did a video on this thing. It's 65 watts. Look at that data. I can tell you that my MacBook is charging at 63 watts right now. That is awesome. Now we have a second port. Say we needed to charge our laptop and our phone at the same time. We can see the laptop is currently drawing almost 65 watts. What about our phone? Say we're tethering our phone to our laptop and we need our phone to also stay charged. It recycled the power, meaning like it restarted it. So now we can see that the laptop is charging at 43 watts and the Samsung is charging at 14, almost 15 watts. Now, isn't that data not super impressive? This power bank right here is doing exactly what Anker said it could do. It's doing 65 watts. Now, I know it's 15 right now. If it was, a little bit like 20, it would be the 60. Anyways, it is almost 65 watts right now. What happens if we unplug the Fold and we plug in we got the fast charging icon, which is just 15 watts. It's renegotiating the power. And there we go. What about our Google Pixel 7, our Pixel 7 Pro? So yeah, it's about the same story. We're getting 45 watts going to the laptop and 16 to our phone. Now this right here would actually just tell you on the screen without using any cable. So for example, if we plug in the laptop, we see that we're doing 83 watts, which is quite nice. But how are we getting that 80 watts? Well, we're doing it with 20 volts and 4 amps. So that's what's cool. This just gives you the watts. This gives you how it's getting there. Now this is Anker's PowerCore 3 Elite 26K 87 watt. So this thing can charge my laptop at 87 watts. Let's plug it in and let's find out. Yep, we're charging that laptop at 80 watts right now with 20 volts and 4 amps. So this thing right here is doing exactly what it's intended to do. Now, what if we switched it over to the Pixel? See, now you can see that we're doing 60 watts to the MacBook and almost 17 watts to the Pixel 7 Pro. And then I switched over to the... Anyways, this is why it's so cool. This is why I bought extra cables. This is a 30 watt power brick. Let's plug in the laptop. And you can see that we're only charging the laptop at 11 watts. So let's unplug it, plug it back in, and see if we can get that to change. Nope. So what if we also wanted to charge our phone? We have our phone charging at... See, this is what I'm talking about. So now we can see 5 volts. So it's not doing 12 or 20 or 15. It's doing 5 and almost 3 amps. So that's how we're getting the 15 watts. And on here, we're doing the laptop at 5 volts, 2.2 amps, 11 watts. So altogether, we're drawing 23, 24, maybe 25 watts. So this thing is doing its intended job. So long story short, I'm going to go ahead and charge this up because, yeah, my wife was using it, but then she was having some issues. So she went back to her S22, and then she got the S23. So anyways, that's how quickly I forget what I was doing. An unboxing inside an unboxing. This is the PowerCore 10,000 25-watt. Yep, I bought a third one. They sent me the 18-watt version a while back, a long time ago, about 3 years or so. And then I saw that they had the 25-watt version. So Samsung 15-watt charging, Samsung 25-watt charging. I got jealous that my wife had one. I bought a second one for me. And then they had a sale, so I bought a backup. Hands down, if you need a 10,000 mAh battery bank, there is no better choice than this guy right here. I was charging my MacBook with this thing earlier, so I need to charge it up. But yep, now I have a third one. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. I didn't mean for this video to be so long, but I'm a nerd, and I literally cannot help myself. I have power banks everywhere. It's just literally everywhere. This is a 45-watt RAV power model PBY24. So I think it's RAV power. Oh, Aki. It's Aki. And then this guy is super awesome because it's 60 watts, and it charges up my laptop at 60 watts, which is great. And then this little slim 10,000. So same battery capacity as like these little guys, but I'd rather take 25 watts over 15 watts because this only does Samsung 15 watts, just like the other. Oh my God. I could go all day. That's why I made a live stream a while back. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. This is What Would Josh Do, and I am out. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you're not doing so already.